Yeah, this cold low storm has been hitting me so hard right now that it's not only affecting my house and the electricity and my internet, but it's also affecting my face. Hence, why I have to put stars on my face because of my acne breaking out. But it's not going to deter me from talking about arguably one of the greatest animes to come out of this year so far, and that's Medalist season two. You bet your sweet bitty you won't, because Medalist season two, this is a really good and really amazing show. And after talking about the show last year and giving it like the praise that it deserved, and I believe this is my top 10 best animes of 2025, spoiler alert, this was a show that I knew going to this, I didn't expect would be the same studio that gave us Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out. So, given like I like this show, I love the premise, and that this was an ice skating anime show, which normally I wouldn't be into sports animes in general, but this show really captivated me from its voice performances, its charisma, to the story, the build up, and the relationship of our two main characters being Inori and Tsukasa-san. So going into season two, I definitely knew into this one this is going to be a pretty big moment for our main two characters and the said show. So this is now taking place into the Chubu Block tournament arc and what happens after the Chubu Block tournament. So right off the bat, I am only recording this with only one episode left remaining because this is unfortunately a really short season with 9 episodes under its belt. But it does pack in a lot of punch, a lot of bang for your buck for this really short, really nice, and really clean anime that you will get to see this year. And again, this is another one of these shows that I don't see a lot of people talking about because Mailless for its worth, I understand may not be for everybody because it's a sports anime and that it's an ice skating anime, so people might assume that okay, we're gonna get another Yuri on Ice as kind of moment. But no, this is like again another reason to like check this show out. Where again, if you like to see how what it's like to see a coach and a student bond together off of similar interests and what their goals, their ambitions are, Medalist season two keeps that momentum going and it showcases like the ups, the downs, what it's like to win, what it's like to lose, and it keeps the momentum going all the way till the very end, in my humble opinion. Now, again, with that being said, is there any complaints that I will say right off the bat with Metal Season 2? Sure, there may be a few. Maybe there are moments like the animation during some of the ice game modes may dip in quality because at the end of the day, this does dive into a little bit of some 3D animation that does to do his ice game routines. And another criticism that could be actually justified is how there isn't a lot of character development with some of the key characters that are introduced in this second season. So basically, because of how short the second season is, given that it's just 9 episodes long, you're not going to get a lot of bang for your buck with some of with every ice skater that participates in the tournament arc. And even though we have some highlights like Yuna Yagi's character who showcases why she wanted to be an ice skater, her ambitions, etc. And another highlight with Rina Surikawa who her performance in this second season was amazing. It was dazzling. It was iconic. There's going to be some ice skaters in the second season where they only get like a brief little, like maybe couple minutes of what they have to offer, but then we don't see them ever again, at least until the middle half of the second season during their little training montage where they're going to get better again. And I'll also point out that we finally get to see one of the key antagonist coach's ambitions with Jun Yodoka, who now that we get to saw him initially from the first season, we now know like what why he is the coach that he is now and why he is trained so hard on his student in the first place. Medalist season two is one that again continues that momentum and why Inori and Tsukasa are just the closest people ever. And like I said, with each passing moment from the first 4 episodes, you're just super gripped and hoping that everyone that you come to know from those the brief interactions like makes it to the finals. And when they find out that they can go up against the big prodigy herself, Hikaru Kamisaki, who is the main antagonist of the first season, the stakes are exponentially high. You can feel with every impact, every time they land a jump, every time they land some crazy outstanding tricks. Like it really made me appreciate ice skating so much to the point that I'm not gonna lie, like the most recent Winter Olympic win with Alyssa Liu, if I'm not mistaken, like really got me even more hooked on this show as a result, and made me even respect ice skating as a sport as a result. So again, the voice acting in the show is incredible. The music in the show is still passionate. You can still feel the intensity in the show, even in the final episodes that we're in the second season, where it's now about Inori-san like trying to master the two techniques that she was unable to master in her Chubu block tournament was super endearing, and you still feel like those intense moments of doubt and like, oh shit, like what happens if I don't make this jump? What if I don't make it to the finals? Oh no, am I going to disappoint my coach? And you feel that all the way through. And because of the impeccable voice acting and the animation that's really felt off in this show. And again, with this final episode, at least as me recording this video that's incoming, I'm even more curious to see like Sukasa's backstory as to like how he himself became the coach that he is today, at least in the Medalist show itself. But like I said, there really isn't a whole lot to say about this show that I haven't praised enough from the first season going to the second season. Again, another big argument could also be made that hey, this is much shorter than the first season because the first season was 13 episodes long. I get that, but if there is at least like silver lining to this, there is a supposed medalist movie coming out, which should be the true like wrap up to season two, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm definitely looking forward to the medalist movie when that eventually comes out, either this year or sometime next year, at least for the Western states. So as of right now, I think that this is one of my favorite animes of the year, and I think if I were to spoil this right now, it's like probably in my top 10 at the moment because we gotta see what the other nine are. But this is easily top 10 best anime of the year for me, at least as of right now. But anything can change at the end of the day. But yeah, Metal List season two. Currently, I'll give this like a strong 8 on this thing. It's still going good, still going really strong. I think this is still one of the most underrated animes to come out of not only last year, but this year in general. And I implore you all to please, please, please give this a shot. Because, yeah, Metalist Season 2 is really good. And that's all I gotta say. I'll see you on the next one. Later.